That thou hast transgressed against the Lord thy God and hast scattered thy ways to the strangers under every green tree. He says, and ye have not obeyed my voice, saith the Lord. Verse 14, turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you. I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and will bring you to Zion. Let me stop and say this. The Lord had given them a writing of divorcement, and here's why he did that for. He left the door open for reconciliation. What he was saying was this: we can't have this relationship like it is. I'm going to give you a writing of divorcement. My desire is that you'll stop loving these other lovers and come. He leaves the door open for reconciliation. You know what that means? It proves to you and I, you can't lose your salvation. Once you're his, you're his. And what he desires is reconciliation and restoration, not removal. So he's giving us all this doctrine, this heavy doctrinal meat, even in an Old Testament passage. But watch what happens in verse number 15. He said this: I'll give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Why does God put a verse like that in a passage like this? He says, I'm going to give you pastors that will tell you what's wrong, how you got backslid, and how you can get out. That's their purpose, right? Feeding you with knowledge and understanding. And can I say this? When you're in a backslid condition, listen very well. When you're in a backslidden condition, the pastor can become your helper as he feeds you with truth. But if you refuse to leave your backslidden condition, he will become your tormentor. Because the truth that sets free by recovering you from your condition will torment you if you refuse to recover and stay in it. And so he says, I've got a remedy for this. I want to try to help you never get back to where you were. So he gave them pastors according to his heart. Later on in the book of Hosea, the Lord, listen to this closely, when he talks about, so you understand what it is now. Later on in the book of Hosea, he calls them backsliders again. And listen to this, he calls Israel a backsliding heifer. You know what he's talking about? Illustratively, listen to me. He's talking about cows walking up a hill. And you and I know that cows don't tend to go do their business where they ought to. They do it wherever they're at. And so as they're climbing these hills, they just do their business. And as others come behind them to climb them hills, guess what they're walking in? And then they get to the place where there's so much business done on the mountain that they can't get up the hill. They just keep sliding back down. So he says, I'm going to tell you what it's like. He said, you go to living your life dirty as a dog. And you got sin all in around you, and now you're slipping back to the bottom of the hill. That's what backsliding looks like in the eyes of God.